What's good with it today, Rizzle fam? Today we're talking about two titans of the rap game in their own right. That's Jay-Z and Kodak? Well, okay, maybe they're not on the same level exactly, but that's why we're here to talk about it. Recently, Kodak challenged Jay to a Verzuz, because whether he just wants the clout of saying that he challenged him, or he actually thinks he can take Hove on, we don't know. Either way, now that this has been spoken, we gotta get to why Kodak really said this in the first place. For those of you who don't know exactly what a Verzuz is, it's a competition created by Timbaland and Swizz Beatz that airs weekly in a live stream. So far, there are just 2 seasons, but it's already pulled some pretty big stars. The show doesn't just feature rappers though. Singers, producers, and rappers alike all appear on the show to test their mettle against other giants in their industry. These don't just pull small names either. There's some seriously big stars. Lil Jon and T-Pain have faced off, Rick Ross and 2 Chainz, even Gladys and Patti LaBelle. We even saw a matchup for the ages in Bone Thugs and Harmony versus 3 6 Mafia. That being said, most of these battles seem to be of people with pretty much the same level of respect in the game. We can't really say that exactly about Kodak. People also usually don't make bets on this kind of thing. Usually, it's just for bragging rights. But Kodak kind of decided he was about to break the rules with this Verzuz challenge. Kodak put a pretty heavy wager on the whole thing. It's not like he wasn't going to put anything on the line. Kodak said, "I'll do a Verzuz with Jay-Z. If he wins, he gets 15% of my catalog. I win, he makes me vice president of Roc Nation." First things first here. To be honest, that's not really a fair trade. Sure, 15% of Kodak's catalog is big and all, but Roc Nation is Jay's baby, and he's not about to put a VP spot on the line for something that just doesn't make sense. Simply looking at the artists managed by Roc Nation will let you know that. Not to mention the sports division and all the other art stuff they do. There's just no way that would be worth it for Jay. Plus, Kodak doesn't even have any experience like that. No hate on the dude, but there's no way you're about to be able to handle a position that huge without knowing what you're doing. A lot of this whole talk started after Jay-Z popped into a Twitter space with Alicia Keys to promote her upcoming album. This was on December 22nd. And even though Keys was supposed to be the star of the event, turned out that in all reality, Jay-Z was the one who was going to garner all the hype. He's been quoted by tons of fans afterward for a few different reasons, but the big one is when he spoke on Verzuz in general. Jay did end up, at the very least, making a statement on the challenge, even though it doesn't seem likely he'll be willing to go through with actually battling Kodak on the Verzuz stage. Jay definitely also brags on himself throughout this whole statement, but at the same time, he's kinda right. I mean, it's Hove we're talking about here. Anyway, he said,
"Stand on that stage with me. I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect. Everyone's amazing and done what they done. No one can stand on that stage with me. I'm just telling you guys the real.
I feel you.
There's not a shot. There's not a chance in hell that anyone can stand on that stage with me for I don't know how long it is. 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours."
Let's move on from Verzuz and move on to this Keys album. Man, he really went in on that. But can we talk about how he said literally nobody can stand on the stage with him? That's kind of big talk. Let's go ahead and put Kodak aside for just a moment and talk about all the people that Jay put down by saying that. He just said that Ye couldn't touch him. Drake wouldn't at all contend on that stage. He'd body Eminem. Nas wouldn't stand a chance. I mean, regardless of your opinion on Jay-Z and how he'd handled himself up against Kodak, it's like, are you sure, my guy? Do you really think there's not a single rapper on this earth who would stand even a small chance against you? You got freestyle bars to put Kendrick down? I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe Jay's right on this one. But at the same time, it seems like he's just being cocky with this one. But then again, that's Jay, right? And let me tell you one thing, fans have some strong opinions about this whole situation. One user said Ye, Wayne, M, Drake, Dre, Snoop, Busta, Diddy. Shit. If I'm being generous, T.I. may have steal some rounds. I think he's trying to test the waters to see what the public think. This definitely sounded like he was calling out specific people, mostly the names I dropped. That's what we're getting at. Like, you can't just diss everyone in the game like that and expect not to get challenged by someone you think is more on your level. I mean, honestly, it sounds to me like we're gonna get some very high-profile challenges for Jay soon. Another user voiced their opinion by saying, "Only one who will go toe-to-toe with Jay is M." Jay says himself, numbers don't lie. Look at M's numbers, and he's wiping the floor with Jay. So M's Verzuz is not gonna be a clean sweep by Jay. I think M will topple him. To be honest, this one's a little bit complicated. Even though Eminem is a legend and nobody can take that away from him, recently he's been clowned on relentlessly by the younger generation. And to be fair, he's getting less and less relevant. It's like every few years he comes out with a new album with a song he raps lightning fast on, people freak out for 2 seconds and then he gets ripped on for being corny. Don't get us wrong here. I mean, Eminem is a legend and technically he's got serious skill. But he's losing clout, and that's just my opinion. Another fan on Twitter said, nah, it's just you 2000s babies that think like this. Jay-Z is a legend, and he don't have to rap another day in his life. And his place in hip-hop will forever be solidified. Can't say the same for newbies, though. I guess that's the problem. All these new rappers are hot right now, and if they're good and they make smart business decisions, they may even be around in 20 years. That being said, that doesn't end up being the case most of the time in the rap game, especially with these new upcoming rappers. Staying power is hard to keep. Now, onto what people are saying about Kodak. Honestly, you're probably going to be surprised by how many people are really standing by Kodak on this one. These stans are out here going extremely hard for Kodak. The first fan was at least honest about his expectations for the whole battle, if it actually were to play out. Don't see Kodak winning. Jay-Z have a strong fan base, but I'm listening to Kodak over Hove any day. Someone said, is Kodak Black allowing Jay-Z to use a ghostwriter? That's some serious shade to be throwing at Jay. But we gotta respect the hustle going in on Jay like that. That's intense. Now, what do y'all think on this one? I mean, obviously, there's the fact that the obvious pick for the winner on this is Jay. But at the same time, maybe, just maybe, Kodak could pull out a win. Who are your top picks for challenges when it comes to an actual versus between Jay-Z and another possible contender? Let us know down in the comments. And if you dug that one, you should definitely peep this next one.